You are listening to WebFit News Live Radio. News that fits your fast life.
You know, if you're living in New Zealand, it's pretty much the financial question, isn't it? Should you keep renting or is it finally time to buy a home? It's a huge decision, one that doesn't just shape your bank account, but kind of shapes your whole life. So, with 2025 on the horizon, what is the right move for you? Well, the thing is, the New Zealand market has been doing some really interesting things lately, creating this unique moment where we can really dig into that question. So let's break down what it all means. Okay, let's just get straight to the heart of it, the core paradox. Short-term, renting absolutely wins. No contest. It's cheaper month to month. But, and this is a really big but, if you're playing the long game, buying a home is how you build serious, life-changing wealth. This is the fundamental tension we're going to unpack today. So you might be asking, why are we having this conversation right now? Well, it's because the Kiwi housing market has hit this really fascinating crossroads where the old rules maybe don't apply in exactly the same way anymore. And here's a quick snapshot of what that looks like. You've got house prices that have finally stabilized around that $761,000 mark. Mortgage rates are down, which makes borrowing a bit cheaper. And for the first time in a while, rents have kind of flattened out across the country. It's this specific mix of conditions that makes it the perfect time to rethink everything. All right, we've set the scene. Now let's dive into the nitty-gritty, the cash. We're talking about the immediate financial hit. In that very first year, who comes out on top? First step, let's talk about the renter. This one's pretty simple. Right now, the average monthly cost to rent a place in New Zealand is $2,643. Just keep that number in your head. That's our baseline. Now let's flip over to owning a home. And here's the thing, it's not just about the mortgage, right? First, you've got that monthly mortgage payment, which comes out to $3,338. But then you have to pile on all the other stuff. We're talking council rates, insurance, maintenance, and that adds another $1,200. All of a sudden, your total monthly cost blows out to $4,569. And when you see it like this, wow, the difference is just so clear. Putting them side by side, it's not even a close fight in the beginning. The amount of actual cash you need to find every single month is just dramatically different. So here's what that actually means for your bank account. Renting leaves you with almost $2,000 of extra cash in your pocket every single month. For pure cash flow, it is the undisputed winner. But, and this is the key, that extra cash comes with a massive long-term trade-off. And this is where the whole story just completely flips on its head. So let's zoom out. Forget year one. Let's talk about the next quarter century. Let's talk about the 25-year wealth race. Okay, check out this timeline. This is the long game. And what's fascinating is that for the first decade or so, a really disciplined renter, someone who actually invests all that savings, is ahead. But then, bam, we hit year 12. That's the tipping point. It's the moment when the power of paying down your loan and your home's value going up finally overtakes the renter's investment portfolio. And from that point on, the homeowner doesn't just catch up, they pull away. So, let's fast forward 25 years. What's the final score? Well, the super dedicated renter, the one who invested every spare dollar, ends up with a really impressive net wealth of over $1.7 million. Not bad at all. But the homeowner, the one who just paid their mortgage and let the property do its thing, they cross the finish line with over $2 million. Let's just be super clear about what that means. That is a wealth advantage of nearly $300,000. Just think about that. Over 25 years, the forced savings of a mortgage and the power of capital gains create this massive gap. That is an absolutely life-changing amount of money. Okay, so the numbers are pretty clear, right? For long-term wealth, buying seems like a slam dunk. But here's the thing, life isn't a spreadsheet. And now we need to talk about your personal financial DNA, because your situation is the most important piece of this puzzle. Yeah, the math is the math. It's the same for all of us. But your life, your job, your plans, your dreams, that's what's completely unique. So the real question becomes, which of these two paths actually fits you and the life you want to live? And this is where a little guide like this can be super helpful. It really cuts through the noise. So ask yourself, do you plan to stay put for a while and have a stable income? Buying starts to look pretty good. Or do you crave flexibility, the freedom to move, and you absolutely hate the idea of fixing a leaky roof? then renting is your best friend. It forces you to think about what you really value. Okay, let's bring it all home. Let's wrap this up. After all of that, what's the one big takeaway you need to remember? It all comes down to a simple but huge trade-off. On one hand, you've got renting, which gives you amazing flexibility and more cash in your hand every month. And on the other hand, you've got buying, which offers stability and acts like this powerful automatic wealth-building machine over time. And that really brings us to the most important point of all. There's no single right answer that fits everyone. It's a deeply personal choice. The best choice is the one that lines up with your money, your goals, and ultimately, your long-term well-being. So what does your future look like?